Hey everybody, Mike Harrelson here with Article 2 Industries again. I want to introduce you to something special and then we'll talk about why. This is the 300 AAC Blackout round. This round has a 30 caliber bullet like your 308 rifle and a necked out case of a 223 or 5.56 NATO round. This round is ballistically competitive with your 7.62 by 39 round of the AK-47 and greatly outperforms the 5.56 NATO on a lot of different metrics. When you load this round down into subsonic level and you shoot this through a suppressed firearm, this round outperforms the suppressed 9mm that you would shoot through HK MP5, for instance. Outperforms it in long range accuracy, outperforms it in penetration. For those of you that live in the 39 free states where you can buy a silencer, when you shoot this subsonic round through a silenced firearm, it's going to bring those decibels down to about 120 to 130 decibels, which is as quiet or quieter than what you're used to shooting your 22 long rifle at when you're shooting squirrels or plinking or target shooting. Now we're going to get into dimensions and ballistics of this round ad nauseum later on. But for now, suffice to say, we here at Article 2 feel that this is a great round for civilian personal defense, as well as military and law enforcement tactical applications for close quarter combat. So, what happens when you have the great fortune of meeting an incredibly brilliant former aerospace engineer who happens to have a full CNC machine shop set up at his house and happens to be an M4 and AR platform nut? Well, when you take a look at what he's producing, you hire him right away to see about bringing a product to market as soon as possible. This is a prototype upper for the Article 2 Industries 300 Blackout rifle. Pro staffer Matt Schmidt has been doing extensive R&D on this platform. We really like what we're seeing, and Matt will be spearheading this project, bringing this forward as we work towards bringing it to you. Actually, we're loving what we see out of this. This rifle smells like liberty. So, why do you need this rifle? Well, if you watch Article 2 videos, chances are you're probably a gun nut, and you already know why you need another great AR platform rifle in your collection. But never mind you, for the sake of argument, let's just say that it's date night and mom and dad are out on the town. So your 15-year-old daughter is home and she's in charge of taking care of her younger siblings. And let's say that on that night, it just so happens that a couple of armed, felonious dirtbags, like these guys.
This gate opens.
The shootout happened when 3 armed masked men entered her home through a garage window around 4 a.m. She just happened to be up doing laundry when the alarm went off.
And it kept saying, window open.
She notified her husband, who saw the men breaking in on surveillance tape.
He got his handgun, he got ready. He was hoping and praying that they just got what they wanted in the garage door only and leave. That was not the case.
She was in the back bedroom on the phone with 911 when gunfire erupted.
Have decided that tonight's the night that they're going to do a home invasion robbery at your house. So your 15-year-old daughter, she's going to call 911. Law enforcement are rolling. They're en route, and they will be there eventually. But until the police arrive, now your 15-year-old daughter has work to do in the house. So, what firearm do you want her to do that work with? Pistols are a great option. Pistols like this SIG P320, 15+1 round capacity. Pretty good chance that if she has to have a gunfight in the house, because these guys aren't leaving till they get what they want or the cops get there. So if it comes down to it and she has to have a gunfight in the house, there's a good chance that she may not have to reload even if she had a magazine handy and didn't have to go hunt for one should she run out of ammunition. But as we know with pistols, when you have a situation of incredible stress dumped on you, combined with a huge adrenaline dump, sometimes that trigger discipline goes right out the window, and so does the accuracy of that pistol. So for a lot of people, pistols may not be the best option for that kind of work, okay? Shotguns, I love shotguns for fighting inside of commercial or residential structure. I think they're great for that kind of work. Issue with shotguns, some of our shotguns can be longer and a little bit unwieldy. A lot of the loads that are available out there that are suitable for that kind of work are a little bit heavy, develop a little bit recoil, and they're a little bit much for some people to handle. So unless you have a dedicated bullpup size fighting shotgun like a Kel-Tec KSG, for instance, that gives you a compact package with some capacity, shotgun may not be the right answer there. And specifically regarding the racking of a shotgun running off felons, I'll tell you from experience, and most any law enforcement officer in this country will tell you, I have pointed a loaded firearm at a felon in the commission of a felony, issued them instructions to comply with, and had them look me right in the eye and laugh and turn and run, which was probably better than them attacking me and wanting to fight at that point. But regardless, they're not right in the head. That's why they're felons. So don't kid yourself into thinking that the racking of a shotgun is going to run somebody off when they hear that. Some of those people you just rang the dinner bell for, they frankly don't think you have the balls to do it, and now they're coming, since you've conveniently told them where you're at, coming to investigate to see what you've got for them that they can take. Okay, so love shotguns for fighting in a house. They're not the be-all and all for everybody. So why would a platform like this be the suitable answer? Well, let me ask you this. How would it be for your 15-year-old daughter? She could take a rifle like this, as compact as it is, even if this had a suppressor on it, shoulder this weapon, and fully shouldered, this weapon is not sticking out or protruding any farther than this handgun at full presentation. Okay? And some of the rifles are too long for fighting inside a structure. We have a solution for that. So what if this rifle came with an incredible red dot optic, like an aimpoint micro or an aimpoint patrol, that when you bring this up to your eye and shoulder it, no obstruction of your vision, both eyes open, fantastic target acquisition immediately, simply essentially have a red dot that you see in your right eye, like Terminator eye or something like this. If you haven't experienced a really good red dot optic like that, you're missing out. And I'll tell you, there's a reason why our special forces overseas fight with them. They are absolutely incredible. So that's a great option on a rifle like this. And what if this rifle had some kind of incredibly bright, high power, weapon mounted light on it? One of two ways. It could have a thumb switch like this for immediate, precise light discipline and control, and the brightness for target identification, because you've got to know what you're shooting at before you pull the trigger so you don't accidentally shoot somebody you love or care about, right? Either thumb press like this, or maybe a finger pad like this. Either way, you're not compromising your grip, and you have absolute control and discipline of that light at your command when you need it. So those are incredibly good options there. How about capacity? What if you got a 30-round magazine in here? What if you have two of them attached? Now your 15-year-old daughter has a 60-round capacity. If she has to reload, it's a switch from here to here. It's not fumbling, it's not awkward, it's very simple, and let's hope to God that she doesn't have to solve those problems and do that work with more than 60 rounds before the police get here. But we can essentially take that capacity issue off of the table. That is an incredibly important option. Along with those features, the 300 Blackout uses less powder than your 5.56 NATO, so it develops very little recoil. It's very comfortable to shoot even for small statured people. 300 Blackout uses the same magazines you're already using for your 5.56. It uses the same lower. You have the wide open access and availability to all the fantastic aftermarket manufacturers parts that you're already customizing your AR-15s with right now. So we like that option. That market already exists out there. This rifle will be unconditionally warranted for life against defects in workmanship or materials. If it breaks, send it back to us. We'll fix it immediately with the very best custom parts that we have made or have on hand possible at that time. And if you shoot it so much that you wear it out, send it back and we'll rebuild it with those same very best parts we have available at that time for a ridiculously low price. I think you're really gonna like what we've got in store for you. Stay tuned as we get closer to bringing this to market. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Thanks for watching.
She was in the back bedroom on the phone with 911 when gunfire erupted. Seconds felt like hours before there was silence.
My first thought was, I hope my husband's okay, that I'm defenseless, that I actually don't know how to use a gun.
The men had gotten away before police arrived. The woman says it took them 15 minutes to get there.
It was not 15 minutes. The call, our officer was alerted to it at 4:08 a.m. and at 4:09, a supervisor and another unit actually responded, and it took them 9 minutes to actually arrive at that scene.
But her call came in at 4:04.
Yeah, but it was alerted to our officers at 4:08.